All right, everyone. I want to thank you for watching my podcast, Headspace Harmony. And today we just wanted to talk about mental health in society. And I have my friend here, Gabriella, and my name is Laura Lalo. And I want to again thank you for taking the time to check out my podcast today. So, Gabby, I just wanted to ask, what do you think is so hard to adapt to your mental health condition, in society? Like, what downfalls have you seen?
There are a lot of downfalls. Having a mental health illness in society, it's just a lot of people view there's a stigmatism against mental health illnesses, and a lot of people view you as like not able to do as much as other people can do.
Yeah.
And so it's not as easy to be in a job force, for example, or in school. Just not the same. People don't look at you the same. And in society, it's just people think you're not as smart as other people
Yeah.
just because you have a mental health illness, or they just judge you based upon that situation.
Yeah. I know. That's so true. I can really relate to that. Like, sometimes when you tell people, for instance, that you have PTSD or that you have anxiety or depression, they kind of might look down on you or might judge you for the weaknesses that you have because of the mental health that you have to deal with day to day. And
Yeah.
sometimes there's a stigma to even talk about it because then you're scared of, oh, what's my network of people going to think about me?
Yeah, exactly.
So I wish that in society that would change, hence why I'm doing this podcast.
Right.
And I know, with COVID, it was so crazy, with isolating. And I don't think the mainstream media really talks enough about how, society is struggling still with adapting to going, working at home, specifically for me, adapting to a different way of life now, which is a good thing. Working at home does give you the ability to have more work-life balance. But for you, Gabriella, what do you feel has worked for you in regards to adapting with COVID and your mental health and just how it affected you overall?
Well, with COVID and having a mental health illness, it was really hard because it's just like you're staying inside all the time and you have no one to talk to. So
Yeah,
you can't really, you're in your head a lot. So you can't really, you can't
that
really
was so hard.
have a conversation with people because you're always by yourself. And that's like one of the downfalls of having a mental health illness is you have to kind of get out of your head and you have to like talk about what's going on with you, and if there's no one to talk to, then you can't really heal from what you're going through. So having a therapist helped me a lot, and just I went to CAMH for a little bit during COVID, and that helped me a lot too. So being at CAMH, I met a lot of people there going through the same things or similar situations, and it just opened my eyes to like what other people have to go through. And it I was able to like play music there and like play the ukulele for everyone and like play the piano and just talk to other people. So that really helped me through COVID and in that time.
Wow, thanks for sharing that.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I think that the isolation definitely puts you in your own head, and it really put a lot of things in perspective through COVID. For me and myself, it really did open my eyes to how important having resources are and having a team of allies, as they'd say, like having a therapist or going and doing self care for yourself, and as you said, like music therapy.
Yeah.
And I think just talking about it and not being alone in your own mental health. And I know
Right.
there's a lot of support groups out there for people who are struggling, with different types of mental health conditions because it can be such a variety.
Yeah.
But it's just I feel like in society as well, like especially in Canada, that there should be more support for people who are struggling with mental health, in regards to like therapy and just more services like for that are affordable for people, because I find like there's a huge homeless problem downtown Toronto, and I feel like it's a lot about the fact that they don't have supports. Say that they need to go to rehab, like that may cost someone $40,000, but yet that's not free for people who need it, who are dying.
Yeah.
And like people also have like underlying conditions out there who are homeless, like schizophrenia, and they're not taking their medication. They don't have support. Do you feel like there's been a time where you felt like there was a lack of support, or just like in general from the Canadian government, or like do you feel like, just what are your views on the support, do you think?
Well, for me, I got a therapist through Cornerstone, and one of the nurse recommended it was like a Christian therapy session, therapy group, and one of the nurses recommended them to me, and it was pretty good because like I got a discount because I didn't work full time, so I got like a little bit of money off the therapy session, and so that was really helpful to me because being in like not working, it's so expensive to do therapy, and it's just like it was so much easier that I can like do therapy without having to pay like an arm and a leg. So that was good, but at the same time it wasn't as frequent as I wanted it to be. So sometimes when I needed help like right away, I would talk to my caseworker at CAMH, and like they don't really know, they can't really tell you too much. They just tell you to talk to your therapist. So supports at CAMH, they were good, but like they can only help you to a certain extent. And like I really appreciated the help, don't get me wrong, but it just they can't tell you too much. They can't help you too much with what you're going through.
Like they're not like tailoring it to your specific condition or like your trauma. Like for instance, people with PTSD, you need to do psychotherapy, and a psychotherapist costs $150 an hour. And what if people who have complex traumas, like they're homeless or they don't have money and they have PTSD? That's $150 an hour.
Yeah, it was $150.
And it's like, I don't get how can we live in Canada and it's that much money. Even with people with good jobs, eventually like you have to pay out of pocket, and it's hard for some people to be able to afford it. Like luckily I can, but for others out there who are like on the streets, or they don't have parents to help them, or they don't have that support network, like you wonder. And we live in somewhere like Canada, it's just like, it's definitely can be hard, but it's great to know there are some programs to help you if you can't afford it, which is good.
Yeah, that really helped me a lot. I was happy with that. And so now I switched psychiatrists, so I moved from downtown to Mississauga, and so I needed a psychiatrist in Mississauga.
How was that process?
It was good. Like it was a smooth transition, and my psychiatrist really likes me, and he's really helpful. And it was just like he knows that I need therapy, so he just recommended like a therapist at the place where I can get a therapist and like talk to somebody now. So I'm looking forward to like talking to somebody about what I'm going through, and just getting CBT help too, like cognitive behavioral therapy, and just help with coping strategies on how I can get like help through what I'm going through, pretty much.
Wow, yeah, that's great to hear. I know with CBT that really works. I've actually done therapies like that before.
Yeah.
And I just find that therapy should be free. Like it should be thought of as like getting a checkup every year, like a physical. You get physicals, you go to the doctor when you're physically sick. But it's like, why in society are we scared to go to the doctor? And because sometimes it takes people years and years and years to be able to go to the doctor, or go do to tell people I need help, like my mental health's not right. There's some sort of stigma, like, oh, people are gonna they're gonna make fun of me, they're gonna think I'm lower. But when you are sick, like when you're sick, you go to the doctor, you go on antibiotics. I'm type 1 diabetic, so I take my insulin
Yeah.
when my blood sugar is high. And like that's normal. But when we're talking about, oh, I need to do therapy or I'm not well, I need to take a mental health deal. People are scared.
It's not as normalized.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I just wish in society it would have been less like that, especially for like the older generation who grew up with kind of a way of thinking that we shouldn't be talking about this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And it's just that's how people like end up, ending their lives or just thinking there's no way out when there is a way out.
But medication has changed a lot from like since when my grandma was like young.
Yeah.
And she says like we have like Abilify and stuff like that and stuff to help with it. And I find my medications really helpful with what I'm going through. And I switch medications a lot, and I finally found the right one that would help me a lot with what I'm going through and make me feel like I'm okay, and I'm okay with what I'm going through.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to find the right medication for you.
Yeah.
Like with what you're going through, and I know like when I tried to find an antidepressant, it took me 3 tries to find the right antidepressant. To the point where I was like not feeling well mentally. I felt like a guinea pig, and it felt like a long struggle. Because sometimes but like now finally I have, and now I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
But that journey was definitely a hard one. So I wish they would make it easier for people. But I heard there's like some pharmacy tests where you can take a swab and like you can figure out what antidepressant would be better for you based on your mental makeup. So anyone out there, maybe you should ask. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. It's great to hear that your medication's going well. So was that a hard journey to find the right one?
Yeah, I was on a couple of things that didn't make me feel good at first. And now I'm on it was like stronger pills and stronger medication. And now I'm on something that's not as strong and not as like invasive to your body.
Yeah.
And it's just so much better. I can feel at ease when I'm taking it. I don't feel like, and I was on the pill form and now I'm on injection form.
Yeah.
So now it's not as, you don't have to remember to take it every day. So it's like it's getting better with that in that sense. But yeah, I've been through a couple different types of medications that weren't that good for me and it made me feel sick.
Yeah. That's very that I know there's just like side effects of like mental health medications that like a lot of people don't talk about. Like, there's like weight gain, which is really annoying. There's like brain fog and like certain things, which I really don't like. But sometimes people say you have to be on an antidepressant forever to feel better. But sometimes I feel like they just hand out like anything for you to try, and if it works, it's great. But then it's like it's not good for your body in the long run. But sometimes you have to sacrifice to feel good, because your mental health, as we said before, is like our physical health. And without our mental health, what do you have really in life? It's a really important thing.
It is.
Sometimes you have to put a lot of work into it, and it can get exhausting. Like, do you ever feel like just exhausted from taking care of it day to day? Yeah,
it's such a chore. It's like a daily job that I have to do to like take care of my mental health, and like I think about it constantly, and like how I'm gonna be the next day, like on a day-to-day basis. It's different day to day. Yeah, day to day it's different, but we can't really worry about tomorrow. That's what it's in the Bible. Do not worry about tomorrow. Just worry about tomorrow has enough worries of itself. Right. So I just try to like take it day by day, and try to think about what's going on right now, and not to like be too scared of what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, I really love those words. It's like, I don't know, you have to really like think in the present, because when you think in the past, you're always scared. When you think in the future, you're always scared of what's gonna happen next or what happened, or it's very hard practice to do, to think presently. I just got to deal with this today. Yes. Because that's how I feel with like my mental health and what I struggle with. Like, you have to just think about today. Yeah. Because with PTSD, you often think about what happened and the memory and what's going to happen next, like who's going to pass, it's just, yeah. And I think like with my diabetes, I have type 1 diabetes, and dealing with mental health, like it's hard because like the diabetes deteriorates your mental health already, because your blood sugar will spike high, and then I'm like having a panic attack, then it goes low and I feel like dizzy and fat, like I have to go to sleep and the whole day is kind of ruined. So it's like constantly making sure it's at the right level. So it's just this constant up and down, and it's just plus the mental health. So yeah, I can get like a burnout. So you feel like burnt out, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah. I hate that.
It's a lot of mental, like worry. It's just like fear that happens that makes you feel burnt out, kind of thing. So
yeah, I hate that feeling.
Yeah, me too.
So what like self-care like techniques do you do to like feel better, like when it comes to wellness and mental health in your life?
Well, I try to stay active as much as possible, like go out for walks, or like I do yoga now. So I try to do yoga, try not to do hot yoga because that kind of like makes me kind of feel too enclosed in one space. But like I try to do is yoga as much as possible. I try to do like breathing techniques. Breathing techniques help me a lot. And I listen to I make music. I'm a singer songwriter, so I write songs and I write about what's going on in my life. And I just I'm just writing a song right now called I Will Wait for You. And so it's just about like meeting somebody that you like and waiting for them and wanting to be with them, kind of thing, and just being in the moment with them. So I like doing that kind of stuff. I like being with my family, and my sister is a big support. My sister helps me a lot with what I'm going through when I don't have somebody to talk to. She's just there to talk to me, and just like she calms me down a lot. So that's really good. And like
Big up Martina. Look up that up.
Friends like you, Laura, help me a lot, like with what I'm going through. And like it's just like you know just what the right thing to say, and helps me calm down when I'm going through something. So yeah, just having those supports around me really helped me a lot with what I'm going through.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And no problem. It's so true. Self-care and like is so important. Like I relate to music with you, like in my journey, my mental health journey for the last like 4 years. Like I find like writing music and music has been such a savior for me, because like my dad passed away when I was younger, so like writing music to him, I feel like he was an artsy person and he would have wanted me to keep doing it. But also like my mom and like you and my friends and just people in my support groups that I go to, they're just such a like a lifeline to me. And my therapist, it's like I remember my first therapist I had during COVID, she says you need like a team of allies with you in life, like just like a herd of animals, like you know, like in the wild, they're always together in a herd, like they're they stay together, but that's like nature. So as humans, we're not supposed to be isolating there when we have struggles. That's not how we're really supposed to be, like by ourselves in a room on a phone. That's not like how humans are really. So that's why a lot of people have depression and mental health problems just from social media. And I feel like that's a great segue to like, to me, like how social media has like really affected my mental health, just because it's very addicting, and it's like it causes anxiety because you might think, oh, I'm not doing well enough, or compare yourself, or just always be on it, because it's like just a constant like dopamine rush, right? I feel like that's why a lot of people are depressed in society, because we're not meant to be like isolated just alone, because we're not really having human contact on that. So could you relate to that in any way?
Yeah, I guess I kind of like there's a little bit of both sides. I can see both sides to it, like where I kind of have to be on it to like push myself in the media with my singer-songwriter stuff too. But at the same time, it's like Actually, I try not to go on it at all.
Yeah, I'm on it more than you.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook too much, but like.
Hey, girl, you got this.
But I'm trying at the same time. I'm still trying to push.
Okay.
I'm trying to push myself in the media out there on my like fan page and stuff like that. So, but I can definitely see how being one-sided in this can make you feel a little bit isolated sometimes because you don't have that like that group mentality where you're just like with somebody and you can just hang out with them and talk to them. It's not the same. It's very different.
Yeah, like I feel bad for like the Gen Z and like younger. What's the generation even called before Gen Z?
Like it's like Gen X or something.
Oh,
like
okay, yeah. So Gen X and Gen Z, like I feel sad for them because it's like imagine being in your days. Like I was bullied a lot as a kid, like when I was in middle school and even like to like in like grade school.
Yeah.
Because I like glasses, braces, like you know, like I was just nerdy.
Wow.
And it's like it still affects you to this day getting bullied. So it affects you a lot in your mental health. But like now that I think back and I see like now like news of kids like committing suicide because like they got so bullied on the internet. And like back then, yeah, we had MSN Messenger and like all that, but not to the advancements of this level.
No.
So imagine being like 9 and 10 and having that access.
Yeah.
And like what shit people will start saying about you, and all these people are saying that, humiliating you or something.
Yeah.
It's just, and self-image, like the filters. Like you know, like imagine being like 9, 10, 11 and you don't like how you look and you're putting that at that young age, and like now girls at like 13 like or 14 want to get plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Like back then we wanted to be skinny, like don't get us wrong, like we grew up in the early 2000s, right? So it's like back then it was all like pro anorexia.
Yeah.
And like looking like 90 pounds, and if you weren't a size 1 and you were fat, like so that was pretty screwed up. But it's like I guess it's like we had it bad, but I think maybe it's a little worse with these filters and like the social media in general. Like no one has social like skills. Like we like went all out in the like club back in the day, you know? Like nowadays like everyone's like on their phone. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
But like now I'm becoming them because I'm always on my phone too. Right? It's like I do go out and like see friends and talk, but like yeah, social media is definitely addictive, and like people like I think there's some reel I saw of Denzel Washington where he's like, you know, in life, like put that stuff down, like take for a whole week. Could you put it down for a week? You say you're not addicted.
I'm probably addicted.
And everyone here is addicted. It's not like a bad thing, but we're all addicted to it. And it's like, it's just like crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it does affect your mental health in a way. Because you look at the good things everyone's doing, but you don't see the other side of how, like, that's why on Facebook I advocate for mental health and just say things like,
it's good.
Just how it really is. But it's like, I feel like it's like you're trying to get validation of people, like, and it's like at the end of the day you should just do this for yourself, like artistry and music. You have to do it for yourself, because a lot of people like they put a persona online of themselves and that's like their self, but you have to like want to do it for yourself first to really want to do it. Like music, for instance, some people just want it to be famous or just be popular,
right?
But obviously you want that because you want a crowd, but you have to have a really deep love for it.
Exactly.
Like, because then it helps with your mental health. It's a deep-rooted thing.
Yeah, right? Like I find when I'm on there, I can I receive love from my fans, not just for like my own ego, but it's for like my music and to put myself out there. So it's really good in that sense, and like I think it's good for my mental health too. Just being on there sometimes is helpful. People are there to help you and like they want to see you grow. And they're so supportive when I post stuff like I'm writing a song soon. I'm writing a song right now, soon to come out.
Yeah.
Like they post, they like the post, and it makes me feel really good because like I know I'm doing something to benefit my future and to benefit myself. So
yeah, it's crazy because you know when you see musicians and you like think of like the 27 Club and I was thinking I wanted to do this kind of collage of paintings of like called like a series called the 27 Club.
Okay.
Because most of them died from like addiction, right?
Yes.
And it's like I want to like honor them and like do some sort of like painting or like it's mixed media
Oh, cool.
where it's like
You should
about
do
the
that.
27 Club.
Yeah.
Because like people really like can resonate to celebrities, but it's just crazy that the most talented musicians who had the most talent, like Amy Winehouse, like Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, like they all like died at that same age, but they all had the same like problem of addiction.
Illness. Yeah.
And it just shows the most talented people can have everything, but if addiction's not treated, the trauma's not treated, then it's just self-destructive. And then you have all this money.
Yeah.
So when if you're an addict like that and you have money, that's probably not a good idea.
No.
But yeah, I feel like music help those musicians at the beginning. They did it for that, but then it turned into something else.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there's some reel I saw of like Kurt Cobain, and he's like, oh, I wish I could just go thrift shopping like how I used to, where I would just go and I would just find a treasure. And because he didn't even want like all the fame. Some people just did it because they loved it, and then it turned famous because they were so talented, and they didn't know that it was gonna go like to that level. So they weren't ready. Some people are ready for fame, like say Lady Gaga, like someone who has that like she wanted to be in front. She's some people have that where they want to be famous, like. But then there's people like that who, like Amy Winehouse and them, they did it because they loved music their whole life, and that they were a musician. It made them happy, but then it turned into like something that wasn't good for them at the end because the fame killed them.
Yeah.
So it's like crazy. That's why I really want to do that art to like show that.
That would be really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, when you're talking about the music and some of like the art, I just like painting really is therapeutic. When you have a vision for something and then you create it on a board, like create it,
Yeah.
and after it really is therapeutic for mental health. So yeah, so it's like I just feel sometimes it's so hard dealing with like anxiety. So I feel like you were saying breathing techniques. Like I find breathing really helps.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you actually breathe in, hold it out. Like I feel like the physical like aspect of it releases the tension.
It does.
Like I feel that sometimes it's hard to do it because we're so like fast paced, working every day and checking the social media every day. We're just like on this constant, and we don't slow down.
Exactly.
And it's like sometimes it's hard for me to slow down. Yeah, I think it's like important to have a routine for that, or else I won't do it.
Yeah. Sometimes there's things on your phone where you can just put like locks. You don't have to be on it for like a block of time.
Yeah.
And, set up that or something like that. So.
Do you think there's like enough support groups for like the condition, like what you're dealing with?
Not really. Like when I went online to look for support groups, I found like there was a lot for depression. But if I wanted to go to a support group, I'd have to go to a CBT group with CAMH, and I've done that already. So it's like a support group, but it's just all about CBT.
Oh, okay.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, and like I don't know. I feel like I already know all about that already, so I don't want to do that again.
So it's not tailored to like bipolar?
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's a little bit.
It's not like tailored to like that.
Yeah, that sense.
So does it help? It helps in some sort, but there's not enough support groups for people like that. Yeah. So I know there's a lot of support groups for like addiction and alcoholism and like depression or anxiety.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, or like grief.
Yeah.
Like which all like is mental health related, but when it comes to like bipolar, there needs to be more groups. Like so there's more awareness in society in general, right?
Yeah.
Because like all mental health is hard to go through.
It is.
And everyone should have something there.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. So if you're gonna change like anything that Canada's doing now, or what's the biggest thing you'd want to see if you were talking to the government now? Mm-hmm. If you were to wish for like a few things from them for kind of the support. And the type of care.
More therapy help. Like I have
with paying for like psychotherapy, the expensive type.
psychotherapy, yeah,
Because I believe that,
that.
so even for you, like it's still expensive to
More-
hire someone who specializes in what you're dealing with.
Yeah, to have more frequent
It's
help.
expensive to get someone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like tailored to specifically you
Exactly.
and your past and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What supports? I would say
Like the support groups, is what you're saying.
support groups too. More support groups. A lot more. I think a different approach to helping people in CAMH. Like CAMH is good and everything, but like there's not enough help with like the real stuff, like what you're actually going through. It's just the surface stuff.
Yeah.
Like what's your mood been like, or
just
like,
high level. Like it's not like tailored really.
Yeah.
It's like they don't take the time to tailor it.
Yeah.
Because it's a free service, right?
Which is good and
Yeah.
everything, but it's just not the same as just
It's
getting
free.
the
We're in
same
Canada,
help.
so it's free.
Yeah.
So that means that it's not up to par.
Yeah.
But it's like at least like we're lucky we're not in the US where we're still getting this type of free stuff. But it's like it's not really free if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
say it's free. Like I get it, the physical care is free here.
Yeah.
That's good. In Canada, don't get me wrong, for people who need surgeries, who need specialized treatments.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to be in Canada. But when it comes to the mental health part,
That's right.
it's like what if someone's like on the street, like you can't send them to rehab, you can't send them to this, like you can't get them a psychotherapist.
No.
Yeah,
It's hard.
yeah, it's hard in this
Yeah.
society. Canada needs to step up. Like I hope in the new government that's coming in,
For sure.
because even with type 1 diabetes, like dealing with the mental health for that, it's every day you're up and down,
Yeah.
right? And it's like they should at least give a rebates to like people who have chronic illnesses for their mental health. So I know there's a tax refund like for
Oh.
disabilities, but like there should be one for the mental health, like that comes with it.
Well, there
You
is
know?
kind of one for mental health. Like
Yeah.
they have like a similar.
Mhm.
You have to go through your doctor to get a tax
Yeah.
rebate for your mental health, and they talk about like, because I got the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
so-
disability tax credit.
Yeah, the disability tax credit. So you just have to talk about like how your mental health affects you on a day-to-day basis,
Yeah.
and your doctor will know like what to put down and how to answer those questions.
Yeah.
and she knows you. So I found that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me.
Nice, yeah. I know, I just feel like being type 1 diabetic, it's like the government keeps saying in the media, okay, they're gonna make insulin like cheaper, free. But it's like that's like not the case. Like I feel like Big Pharma just wants to make money off all of us.
Mhm.
And it's really sad, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, but yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for talking today, Gabriella. I really appreciate your time today and for this talk.
Thanks for having me on.
And I hope that you enjoyed our episode for today. I want to thank you for viewing like my first episode here, and I hope that you have a great night.
You too, Laura.
All right, it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you
Take
too.
care.
You too.